Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry guys, we had a couple little technical snafus, but I think we've got them all sorted out now. So hopefully we should be good, and we should be able to go forward with our little Q&A, and then for your scary bedtime story, which is always good. So, yay! Everybody can see me much better this time. Good. Does that mean that the video quality is better? It's not breaking up quite as much? Yay, yeah. Yepers, no lag this time. Love that. Awesome. Well, hopefully things are going much better. Hang on a second while I just adjust. So, here's how things are going to go. We're going to take the beginning of this, and we're going to do some Q&A. I'll take some questions, whatever questions you might have about voice acting or storytelling or the industry or whatever. Happy to answer those questions. If it's possible, can we keep the sort of requests for call-outs and different characters down to a minimum? Because otherwise, I just sort of become a human jukebox, and I'd like to talk about stuff, interesting stuff, whatever you're sort of interested in. And then I promise to give you a nice, good, scary story, one of my favorite things, and I'll preface all that. So we'll probably take the next, say an hour maybe, and talk and do different questions and things. I believe I already have some questions that people have typed in. I will try to go through those first. Meanwhile, those of you who want to actually call in and have sort of an interactive video thing with me, what you need to do is you need to have a webcam, first off, and second off, you need to have headphones, because if you're trying to talk and the audio is coming out of the speakers of your computer, it creates this horrible echo effect. So just like me, I've got my little headphone here. Make sure you've got headphones so that you can actually, talk and listen and not create crazy echo effects. So if everyone's cool with that, that'll be great. So let me see if I can, this is like the second time we've ever done this. So it's getting used to the software and everything else. Let's see here. Something, I don't know what that means. Submitted. Let's see here. I'll go with the ones, wow, this doesn't sort accurately. That's very odd. Sometimes I don't always understand the software, but that's okay. I will start with these ones that have been approved. All right, let me broadcast this question. Haha. Audience question. Do you listen to any anime podcasts? If so, which ones? To be honest, I don't really listen to anime podcasts. The only podcast that I think I've listened to is usually if a podcast wants to interview me. I usually listen to their podcast to get a sense of what their show's all about. And then if I'm in a podcast, I like to listen to it to see how it turned out. And sometimes there are friends of mine who are in podcasts, and I want to see how their podcast turned out. But other than that, I sort of have a very busy schedule, and I'm usually listening to other things in my car other than podcasts. But there you go. Hopefully you have all sorts of podcasts you like. Cool. Well, that's a cool little thing where I can make the audience question pop up there. That side of the screen. Right there. All right. So I'll drop that questions. Yes, that works. Okay, so now we'll go to the next one that's approved here. Favorite character he's done the voice for and why? Well, somebody hasn't gone to my website and checked the FAQ. But I usually cheat on this question and say that my two favorite characters are Tsume from Wolf's Rain and Turnip Head or Prince Turnip from Howl's Moving Castle. Those are probably my two favorite characters. All right, moving on. Has there ever been a role that you turned down that you regret? I've never turned down a role. This is something I think that people get from the idea of listening to celebrities, that when you're Tom Hanks or Angelina Jolie, you have so many offers for films coming at you that you can afford to say no to certain films. Voice actors can't really do that on the whole. We don't say no to stuff. So I've never said no to a character that I know of. I've said no to working with certain people. There are certain directors and producers that I don't care for and I don't work with, but that has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with the characters. The only other time a voice actor will refuse something is if it somehow doesn't jive with their own belief system. Like voice actors do commercials, but there are many people who will not do commercials for tobacco products because they just can't support the tobacco industry, or if they're political, they can't do a commercial for the opposing political party just because they wouldn't be believable. You know, if you're staunchly left or staunchly right and they want you to do a commercial for the other side, you're probably not going to sound believable. So that's usually the only time stuff like that, when someone says no, I don't want to do it. All right, I'll let that one go. And have I done any motion capture work? Absolutely. Yes, I did motion capture work on Castlevania as Hector in Castlevania, the demon summoning one. I actually made this cool little spell thing with my arms that I did that they really liked and used in the motion capture. And I also did motion capture on a Tomb Raider project. And I'm not sure if I've done any others, but I know I did those. So yes, I have done motion capture, and hopefully I'll do some more in the future. It's fun to do. Next one. Dear Crispin, as a kid, did you read any kinds of horror stories, any kind of horror novels or scary stories? Yes, I liked scary stories. That's why I'm sort of doing this, is because I like scary stories. It's sort of fun. Hang on just a second. Just getting some noise from outside. Just want to take care of that. Yeah. Yes. Horror novels. I liked sort of the classic horror novels. I never was really a Stephen King fan, but I liked my Edgar Allan Poe, and I liked Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I liked stuff like that. More sort of creepy, spooky than either gross out, scary, or terrifying. I don't really like to be terrified, but I like to be creeped out. Be like, ooh, that's creepy. What's that all about? So yeah, I'm not sure if I read any long novels. I think I tried to read some of the H.P. Lovecraft, and I couldn't quite get through it because I think I was too young for it at the time. I tended to read a lot more sci-fi and fantasy when I was younger. But I will be telling you one of my favorite scary stories this evening. Okay, moving on. I will drop that one. Yes, all right. And let's see here. It looks like I've got some video ones, and I've still got some more calls. Okay, let's actually let me take a video call and see if that works. And we will start with what looks like, if I've got this right, yes, Jennifer Keating. Let's see if Jennifer Keating comes on here. Hello, Jennifer. Are you there?
I am. Are you receiving me?
Hello, Jennifer. I am receiving you. There is a little bit of a delay, so I just realized that it takes a second for it to come through. But good to see you there, Jennifer. How are things?
Things are great, thanks. How are things with you?
Just fine. Now, what was your question?
It's from the adaptation standpoint. You did the script adaptation for I Me My Strawberry Eggs. And what I thought was interesting about that adaptation is what you chose not to translate. For example, a couple of the shows or episodes that I saw, a couple of examples, instead of translating bento, because the landlady was selling bentos to the school kids that walked by, you could have easily replaced that with box lunch and it still would have fit the flaps. Also, you chose to preserve the word buruma, which is like the Romanji for the English word bloomers, referring to the little short shorts that the girls wore during gym. And I was just curious as to, what your thought process and your reasons were for choosing to leave those words untranslated.